JumpTheTurnstile.com is a super rockin' DJ on and on. I got Dana Scott here with me, and we are joined with the godfather of hip-hop, ladies and gentlemen. He's known around the world as DJ Afrika Bambaataa. Thanks for joining us on JumpTheTurnstile.com.
Good, brother. Blessing to be here. I'm in Ron. Peace to you. Peace and blessings.
When it comes to life, what I get a kick out of is when I experience something coming full circle. So before I ask you the first question, I'm gonna preface it with a quick anecdote. I'm 8 years old. It's 1984. I just moved here from Kenya, where I grew up, and this hot thing that my mother wants to expose me to is rap music is going on, and there's a show at the Channel, this club called the Channel downtown, and it's my first experience. It's an all-ages show. I walk in, and on stage is the grandest, most extravagant, loudest, livest thing I've ever seen, and it's you performing. And that was my introduction, to rap music and hip hop. 30 years later, as we sit here and meet again, a whole lot has changed in hip hop, and a whole lot has stayed the same. What are two things that strike out to you as far as indelibly staying the same in hip-hop over the last 30 years and really changing?
Well, what stayed the same is definitely still having a lot of rappers from way back then, and still having rappers who are still pushing strong now, and then still having certain people of the hip-hop community that keeps the culture alive. Then you have the other part of the community that only follow what's your latest hit record that a rapper has. But the party stays the same, and everybody say ho and all that stays the same, and hell yeah stays the same.
What was the first time you looked at hip hop and said, wait a minute, this is going a little pop right now? I mean, just throw out something, for instance, like the Sugar Hill Gang. Was that a moment where you said, wait a minute, this might be getting away from us?
I mean, a lot of us at the beginning didn't want it to become like on vinyl, but then we knew it was a good thing that it started pushing our music even further, as many of the recording labels started picking up on it. But then you had a lot of horror stories where a lot of the recording labels was stealing and taking from the groups, just like the same of the groups of the 60s and the 50s. So you had to get on your grind and start knowing about your law, your copyrights, your royalties. Then as it started traveling and going further in the future, you start knowing that they're gonna have all these cable companies and all these digital downloads and everything. So you definitely have to get on your grind and start knowing where your music is going, how they pushing it. And now you get these 30 contracts that they try to push for a lot of people who start to get into hip-hop now, where they try to get you for the universe. I even went through one of them where they try to tell me at this day and time that, forget that I've been on many labels and stuff, telling me that they want to sign me for the universe. I said, man, get the hell out of here, man. Bring me the extraterrestrials from Mars, Venus, Jupiter, and where they can show me how they're going to push my music. So either take that out the contract or, let's leave it alone.
Right. The other day I'm watching the documentary 80 Blocks with Tiffany's, which depicted, young gang members in the Bronx in the early 80s. And I'm watching it, and what really struck me was the drug use that was going on, aside from all that craziness in pretty much the worst place in America, the most neglected, place in America. And, we're talking PCP, Sherm, just everything alongside what was going on. And I say that to say this, today, now we have Miley Cyrus dancing with Molly, and we got Scissor and this, that, and the third. You were able to transform a lot of those kids and save their lives through the Zulu Nation. How do you look at the fact that in 2013, the music promotes drug use? After everything that we learned from the crack 80s and all that, is it just crazy kids? Kids would be kids, or is it a testament to the course of where the music has gone?
We got to ask the question, who are these people, these scientists, who are making these type of drugs and pushing it to certain individuals in certain communities where it can spread into that community to bring about a drug epidemic and make people lose their mind. And that's why I tell people you got to go back and watch the Matrix movie 15 times. And when you finish watching the Matrix movie, that first one 15 times, and watch the other 3 another 15 times. There's certain things that just keep controlling your minds through marketing.
Now, New England has a rich hip-hop history dating back to the early 80s for hip-hop on the radio. As of 1982, it was one of the, if not the second city to New York to actually broadcast hip-hop on the radio. Also with Arthur Baker, producer who was Boston bred. And do you want to talk about the history that people should know about Arthur Baker and his importance to the burgeoning of electro-funk and hip-hop, beginnings on record?
Yeah, Arthur Baker's a DJ that used to be up here in Boston. He became a producer, and he started working with Tom Silverman of Tommy Boy Records. And they put him together with myself and another friend of mine by the name of John Volpe. And we put our minds together. Thus came the sound of the electro-funk sound with the sonic force, and taken from the techno-pop sound that was going on with Kraftwerk, Yellow Magic Orchestra, Gary Newman, and some of my other people like John Carpenter of the Halloween movies, who also gave me permission to take a solo piece of 13, become Bambaataa's name, and Dick Hyman, who made a lot of movie sound. So it took the sound that was going on with that and added to the funk with James Brown, Sly and the Family Stone, George Parliament Funkadelic Clinton. Thus became the birth of that electro-funk sound. From the electro-funk sound came on your Miami bass, your trip-hop, your techno, electronica, your grind, and valley funk, and Rio funk, and Latin freestyle. All the different sounds of electronica.
40, 50 years from now, will people of color be better off or worse off in America?
Well, it's definitely going to be a struggle. I mean, there's people who are still trying to cause much confusion between so-called black people and so-called white people. And we really need to get away from all this so-called black, brown, yellow, red, and white, because that's not truly your name. We need to go back and dig up what is our indigenous name, what was we called before 1492, which indigenous black people was definitely the Moors who was rooted over here from ancients of days, and start respecting each other's ways and culture. Instead of getting so caught up in I'm black, I'm brown, I'm yellow, I'm red, I'm white, people, and you ain't did nothing for civilization, and everybody just getting caught up in that and causing all type of racism and hate. That's starting to pop back out because there's jobs being lost, economics going down, the dollar is worth really nothing, and everybody's killing over this dollar bill. And forget that's not real money. Real money is backed by gold and silver.
How do you feel about the acceptance of gays in hip-hop now in the politically correct world we live in? And do you feel that there's a place for gays included in the mighty universal civilization?
I look at people for their human selves. What you do in your own time is your business. I look for, you show some respect, I'm showing respect from you.
Right.
So there's many people that could be gay, there's many people that could be straight, there's many people that could be killers, there's many people that could be the most religious person in the world. So it's my thing, what is you doing as a human to help yourself and to help others on this planet? That's why I look at the mind of a person.
On that note, we want to thank the great, the Godfather. I mean, for us, this is literally like sitting next to Chuck Berry and James Brown. And we appreciate you so much and love you so much, and thank you for everything that you taught us, and especially your work through Zulu Nation and preaching tolerance and knocking down this color nonsense and everything, and just promoting humanism. And you're a wonderful ambassador to the game, and thank you so much for affecting all of our lives. Ladies and gentlemen, the great DJ Afrika Bambaataa. This is JumpTheTurnstile.com. I'm Super Rock DJ on and on.
Dana Scott. You can follow us on Twitter at JTTS, and also follow me on Twitter at Musenomics. That's at MUSENOMIX. And Bam, you use Twitter?
Oh no, I don't mess with Twitter. Twitter, I mess with no Facebook, nothing.
Real quick, he's gonna be at the Good Life tonight. Shouts to Peter and Knife bringing him to town. What can people expect when they see a Afrika Bambaataa set?
Well, we're just gonna play some music. You're going on a musical journey, and like Slaughter Family Stone said, dance to the music. We want no wallflowers, because we're not coming to do no concert. We're not singing. This is not my concert. This is DJ. DJ play the music. People got to dance.